Unleashed Overtime starts right now.
And we're joined in this overtime by a couple of special guests. We have Steve Baker, felon, criminal, still wandering the streets for some
criminally
reason.
Insane.
Yeah. When will the streets finally be safe from your wrath?
They're supposed to lock me up sometime after March 6th.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, hopefully, by that time, you will have been pardoned.
Yeah,
right?
and Trump said he was going to pardon everybody in the first 9 minutes of his presidency.
First 9 minutes?
Yeah, so I will have the stopwatch on my iPhone running
I bet.
immediately after the inauguration.
Not 10.
Yeah,
Nine. You said 9
minutes. Okay.
Right.
Also, Steve's friend, Shem von Schroeck, welcome. Shem has played with many bands over the years, including Toto, Kenny Loggins, Michael McDonald, Ambrosia, Foreigner, Styx, Don Felder, Ish. Styx-ish.
Well, it was an opening act. Don Felder was the opening act for Foreigner, and we did it for a whole summer. We did that tour, and
nice.
It was great.
Was that when Mick Jones was still there?
Mick Jones would come out and do about 4 songs at the end of the show, make an appearance on one show out of 3.
So he was backing off his involvement at the time.
Yeah.
But you also know Ray Epps.
I know. Go figure. The coincidence of the universe.
Yeah, that's an interesting little side
it's out.
to this.
Yeah, he and Ray Epps toured together. They did a Phoenix club tour.
A duet.
Oh no! So how do you know Ray Epps, and what are your thoughts on Ray Epps and that whole controversy?
Ray Epps was my handyman from 2008 to 2010-11. Okay, probably did 6-7 jobs at my house.
Where was this?
This is Phoenix.
Phoenix.
This is
right,
the same area we were talking about. And right out of the getting rid of him after he did a job was this is I should just say this is a guy who's 6'4" plus, giant man, burly, big, a voice that carries like a block away, booming voice. And he's real physical with you. He's got his hand on your shoulder, and he's real man, he's very charming, very persuasive guy. So I got to, he tells you his politics right away.
Yeah.
And offered me an Oath Keepers card, with his name and number on it, hey, you got to come to meetings. We need guys like you. The whole.
So he's an Oath Keepers guy. Okay.
He was originally he was the head of the Arizona chapter of Oath Keepers back then.
Okay.
Right. So I got to know the guy, and because every job is 30 minutes in my driveway talking about everything he believes in, huge passionate guy. He sees himself as militia guy, sees himself as George Washington. He's going to save the world kind of guy.
So he's not an FBI kind of guy.
There's nothing in me that believes that. So cut to Tucker Carlson's on a couple of years ago, and I keep hearing Ray Epps, and I'm looking at the TV, and I'm like, and the guy in the video, Ray Epps at the Capitol, looks exactly like the guy in my driveway. Same outfit, not the bag of hat because I wasn't around yet, but it just was wow. So what's going on with this guy? And I'm like, I'm not buying the Fed thing because this guy would never betray his cause. I think he was used, and I think guys said to him, because if you're going to get a guy that's going to get people numbers into the Capitol, he's the perfect guy. Because he can persuade. He could, what's the line from Tommy Boy? He could catch a popsicle to a lady in white gloves. He really can move you because he's got this huge presence. So I'm saying there's no way he is a Fed, but he'd be the perfect guy for the Feds to make him unwittingly.
So if you can convince a guy like that he's doing the work of God and country,
that's it. That's my take.
That's the thing.
Who would be doing that convincing?
Well, that's the issue right there, is when you are setting up this type of trap, whether it's a color revolution in another country or whatever, it's convincing the people that you are trying to get to be provocateurs, first of all, that you're doing the work that's going to help your country down the road.
Yeah. And
when you look at what happened to Ray, as opposed to, I always like to compare him to John Sullivan, the BLM Antifa guy, because he was sentenced to 7 years in prison. Ray got 12 years of 12 months of probation and a $500 fine, and they were doing the same thing. They were calling people into the Capitol. So one of them was playing for the right team, but it was the pro-Trump guy that only got the 12 months probation.
Okay.
You have to let your mind, you have to try to wrap your mind around those things like that.
When those guys are yelling "Fed, Fed, Fed" in the video and like accusing him of being a Fed, to me he looks confused. Like, what are you talking about? He's like the last thing on his mind. This guy wants to see himself as a George Washington, never a Benedict Arnold. So I think the epilogue to the whole thing is after the fact, when he realized he was duped, they made it. He made a deal. Do not talk about how you were, quote, recruited, and we'll let you off easy.
Interesting.
That is interesting.
You see,
Yeah, I
now,
can see it going down like that.
Yeah, you see, now
Yeah.
Shem's going to be accused of being a Fed because he didn't.
I hired him to put a ceiling fan in because I knew.
Fed, right here in the room. Fed. No,
Yeah.
actually, I just want to. I'm admiring your hat. It clearly shows that you have been tuned into the Blaze for quite a while now.
Pre-Blaze, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
The bees know.
Yeah.
I think the Bees Know was before the Blaze.
Oh yeah, that
Yeah.
was like Pat and Stu days, I think, wasn't it?
No, it was
Was it?
when you guys were the three.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Well, when he
That's a long
met,
time ago.
he told me he said I listen to the Blaze every morning, and I've been a fan of Glenn's for 20 years, and then he said me and my wife looked you up, me, and he goes, "Oh, you're that Steve."
But then there's the O'Reilly connection.
Oh, that's right.
Bill O'Reilly's a very close friend. In fact,
Oh.
I wrote the theme music for his broadcast every day.
Really?
That music, yeah.
Oh, that's great.
Bill was on the air going, "I hate my music. We got to do something about it." And I texted him. I said, "Let me try something." And the next day I delivered something. He goes, "It'll be on the air Monday."
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
That's great. Because Bill's a hard guy to please. So, congratulations.
If I text,
that's not easy.
If I text him, he will respond within 4 minutes.
Really? Nice.
He came to a Kenny Loggins show one time and came backstage, started to basically interview Loggins. He goes right into interview mode. And Loggins got all tongue-tied and and he just looked at me and I said, "Oh yeah," and I started to answer all the questions for Loggins that Bill was asking him.
I think you
And we
should
just became pals.
I think we should test this. I think you should text him right now and say, reply with something pithy. See what he does. Just kidding.
Should we?
So, tell me when you toured with all these various artists. Toto, for instance. When have you toured with them?
Toto, I got the job on November 28th, 2016, and I did every show that they did from that time through November of 19.
And how many of the original members? Was Lukather there? Page? Were they
Three
both there?
original members were in the band when I was touring: David Page, Lukather, and Steve Porcaro.
Oh, okay.
And then
Wow.
Joseph Williams.
Jeff was already gone by then, right?
Yeah. And Joseph Williams, the singer from Fahrenheit on, was the singer in the band. And
what
still is.
What do you play? Is it bass?
Is bass with
Okay.
those guys, yeah.
Wow. And how about Kenny Loggins?
Yeah, I did Kenny Loggins on and off for 24 years, and most of the time as his
24
music director.
years. Wow.
Yeah, those were great days.
He's getting up there now, right? Isn't he in his late
officially
70s?
Officially retired. I think
Oh,
he's
is he?
76, if I'm not
Yeah.
mistaken.
Michael McDonald must be
70s.
around that age too.
Couple years younger than Kenny.
Yeah.
But yeah, mid 70s.
How about Ambrosia?
They gave me my first shot. 4
Really?
months. I moved to LA when I was 23. Just got in my car and moved from New Jersey, and I got the gig with them 4 months into my being there.
Was that Biggest Part of Me time period?
This
I
was
forget the-
this was 89. Biggest part of me was 81.
Yeah. So a little after that.
Yeah.
And what now? When you were with Dunn Felder, is he still pretty bitter about the Eagles situation? Because he got kicked out of the band, right?
Kicked out of the band. It's you hear the stories on both sides. I'm sure you've seen that 3-hour long documentary, which just goes into depth and the whole thing. Don's doing fine on his own.
Yeah.
Well,
he's good.
He sued.
He's talented.
He sued for wrongful termination.
Okay.
Right.
Did he win that? Oh, he did.
Yeah. And,
Oh, wow.
And that was that was just known. It was this out of court thing, and he's doing fine on his own.
Yeah.
Good for him.
Henley's known for also being a little contrarian, we'll say.
Don Henley? Oh, I can't believe that. Mr. What is his woods? What are his big cause? Some, I don't know, wooded area that he's big into the environment.
His biggest cause is not allowing anybody to use the Eagles' music at all for anything. I mean, you can't.
That's Irving Azoff.
Oh, it's it is.
Yeah.
Right. Well, Irving is the hammer behind Henley's desires.
He's the Luca Brasi of
right.
Yeah.
Jeez. Love the Eagles, though. Man, they are.
Yep.
That's one of the great bands of all time as well. It's Walden Woods.
Walden Woods
Right?
Project, yeah.
Walden Woods Project.
Yeah.
Very liberal guy. It must be tough because aren't most of these people that you toured with?
You guys talk politics much backstage?
The artists, because of the generation, like when their political awakening when they were a youth, it was Vietnam, it was Watergate, right? They wear the D on the sweater, and stay loyal to the D when they don't notice the ideological change shifting way over here. But
Right.
I would say, musician to musician, it's split.
Is it?
But
Really?
but the conservative guys just don't. They
don't talk about
We're
it.
here to play music.
Mind our own business. Yeah.
And they probably know we don't want to eliminate half of our audience.
Yeah.
Kenny's.
Why would we do that?
And Lukather's smart with that too. Being a left guy, he's like, I don't want to. Exactly the point.
Yeah.
Let's be foolish.
Yeah.
Right? Why would I want to split my audience in half?
Right. I've seen a couple of interviews with Steve Lukather lately, and I've been impressed that he doesn't go there. At least in the interviews I've seen. And they tried to direct him that way too, and he's stayed away from it.
They all hate Trump so much.
He's not Graham Nash. Where you go to Graham Nash,
Oh my God.
it's just like
Oh,
the people are
geez.
walking out, and he's going, "You know what you came for?" As they're leaving, it's part of the act.
And what's his face from Pink Floyd too is another one that's just
Roger Waters.
Yes, Waters.
Oh,
Agonizing to listen to. Oh man.
There's some other agonizing
Painful.
things about Waters. I mean, he's horribly anti-Semitic.
There was a time.
Yes.
There was a time
Yes.
in the Loggins band that the only person on stage that was liberal was Kenny. The band members,
Wow.
a lot of guys from Nashville. It just was, but we never talked about it with him or with us. It's just we were there to have fun and play music.
Play music. Yeah.
Come on.
And I mean that's just smart, right? That's just smart. Please your audience. And keep your opinions to yourself.
Sing, shut up and sing.
My dad raised us: never tell anybody how much money you make or who you voted for,
Right.
and just have a good time. You
What
know?
Good safety tip.
what part of New Jersey are you from originally?
My parents are from Newark. Right, they grew up there, but I grew up in a place called Flemington.
Way out west?
It's Central West New Jersey. Yeah.
Those are all big drone, populations now.
Yeah.
It's all cornfields where I grew up. I mean, it's still
All the people that live there now aren't alive anymore because they've all been killed by drones.
drones.
So,
They've been abducted, yeah.
Don't
You
worry
heard it
about
here
it, though. We don't even know what it is. So, Steve, tell us about your situation now. What's on the horizon for you? Is it all over except for you're just waiting for March 6th now?
Yeah. Well, I mean, we're waiting for January 20th.
Right.
I mean,
Well,
that's
yeah,
that's the big day on the
true.
calendar.
Right.
So I'm actually on January 6th. We're doing a big production. The Blaze is, or I'm going to be there. I'm going to be covering the event inside the Capitol on January 6th.
Are you going to go inside the Capitol?
Oh yeah. No, I have
Oh,
a congressional press badge now.
Oh,
So
that's
isn't
I know a guy
that
that
funny
can
that
convince
the Capitol, the Senate Sergeant at Arms who issues press passes has never considered me a threat.
Huh.
Yeah.
That's what I was
Isn't that
gonna ask.
amazing?
Who?
Yeah, it's the Senate Sergeant at Arms that issues those passes.
Well, you've already settled.
Well, no, I've had the press pass for a couple of years. Yeah, and I know you're bitter. You're bitter.
Wait, what am I missing? What?
He thinks I compromised. He doesn't. He doesn't.
Oh, right. Because
See,
he wanted you to go to trial with the
that's right.
chance of going to prison
No,
for
he
5
wanted
years.
me to go to prison. He wanted me to go to prison.
Yeah, he did.
Look,
He
not everyone is going to live the same life story that you have, Jeff Fisher.
Jeffy wanted me to gloat, or at least adopt his lifestyle. One of the two.
Exactly. He wanted somebody else in this building that was a convicted felon. That's
I
what
tell
it
you,
was at
that
a
would
certain
be
time.
I don't know that I could have done it either. I don't think I would have gone to trial.
I think that's a good gamble you
Yeah.
made, honestly.
Well, but see, here's the thing. Under federal law, as you know,
Oh yeah, you're not good.
until you are sentenced,
right?
you are not guilty.
So
You
you're
are not convicted.
So we can't give you some street cred and call you a convicted felon? That's not accurate?
No, because just like everybody's been calling Trump a
Well,
convicted
you're talking
felon.
old America. This is new America.
Right. You've already been convicted. Hold on. So what was your last court date?
The last court date was November 12th.
Okay, so here's my question to you. If that court date had preceded November 5th, Election Day,
Right.
would you have done anything differently, or would you?
Probably. Yeah. No. The the results of the election.
Yeah, I think
certainly
it's a great gamble.
But see, it not only influenced my direction in the choice I made, but see, it influenced the attitude of my judge because my pretrial hearing was the day after the election, and he was clearly butthurt.
Right.
And he, I mean, treated me like in that hearing. And I mean, it was deny, everything. And he goes, "See you next Tuesday." And I went, "Oh, I'm dead meat. I'm dead meat."
So honestly, though, you and I have been, I don't know how long, since before you were associated with the Blaze. I mean, how long have you and I been communicating? But as your process
late 40s,
has gone
wasn't
on,
it? Didn't it start in the late 40s with you two? Yeah.
give or take.
With the fall of Germany.
Yeah. So, but you and I have been every time that there's an update in your case, and we've discussed the calendar and how this is getting delayed and this is getting pushed back, and you haven't heard from this person in so long. One of the running threads that we've always said is, boy, this thing can only help you out. The calendar, the way it's setting up, and oh my gosh, has it just worked out beautifully, exactly as we have been saying. If this just keeps going,
Yep.
I'm so glad that
It's almost too good to be true. Yeah. You know, it just feels like it can't really happen, and yet it did. It did happen.
Look, it all hinges on Trump keeping that one campaign promise.
Just keep that, and he's said he will.
He's
and
reiterated
going to.
it over and over again now.
And recently.
that has to feel.
I know that right after the election, people were getting a little nervous because he hadn't said much about it, but he has since spoken about it several times and maintained that he's going to, in fact, do those pardons. In fact, he was asked about it yesterday at the press conference again.
Oh, was he? I didn't
I
even
didn't see that.
Yeah, and he said again, he reiterated that he's going to do the pardons. So
I don't know how he's going to do it. I mean, it's a very complicated process. I was originally one of those guys. I certainly wanted just the nonviolent offenders to be pardoned in a blanket manner, and then case by case on the others.
Right.
But the entire system has been poisoned so bad. Due process has been taken away from even the most. I mean, even the most criminally violent of them.
Yeah.
They've had their rights abused. That at this point, I just want to do the John Adams thing. If I'd rather 5 guilty go free than 1 innocent suffer.
yeah, right. I agree.
I'm totally there.
It's time.
He should let them all go.
It's time. And after lying about the fact that there were no federal agents in that crowd for years, and then they finally admit, no, there were 3 that we sent there, and 23 others that just went on their own. Oh, okay. All right. I mean, who knows how many FBI agents
And by the
were
way,
there.
that's just the
My
tip
off
of
day.
the
That's the tip of the
iceberg.
iceberg.
I went on my off day just to hang out. Shut up.
I just wanted to show up and be a part of history. That's all I wanted to do as an FBI agent. What garbage.
Yeah.
So,
It
we
was
need
just
blanket
an optics
pardons.
plot.
Yes.
It's just get numbers, and have
No question.
people go and use people's passions against them.
Yeah.
Right. They all Colonel Jessuped him.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes. Well, thanks you guys for coming in.
Yeah, why are you in
been
town,
good
by
to
the
have you.
way?
Yeah,
Just
what are
out
you
of
doing?
Curiosity. Just hanging out?
Hanging out with
Steve.
a friend.
Hanging out with,
No, we've got a long form interview where we're going to talk about all the music things. We're going to get into.
Okay.
We're going to. He look. I'm just going to say he dishes a little dirt on Toto.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
So it's but in a
I've kept silent.
in a loving, caring kind of way.
Okay.
And then we go into a little bit more depth about Ray Epps, and so that's going to come out the week between Christmas and New Year's Eve on BlazeTV.
Okay.
So
We officially know that he put in a ceiling fan, but how many bookshelves did he make?
He tried to fix my roof. It rained the next week, and it was a terrible job. So I called him and never heard from him again. That was the end of the relationship.
Wow.
Kept calling him Ray. Paid you for the job. Never showed up again.
That
It just
bastard.
disappeared.
Wow, a character witness right here, ladies and gentlemen. Put Ray Epps behind the bar for that roof job.
But I have to say, talk to him. He's a likable guy because he's just so big and huge personality.
But don't
he's
have him do
charming.
your roof.
But
Don't have him
roofing
do
is
your
not
roof.
his thing.
No. All right. We are done for the year. We will be back here, believe it's Monday, January 6th, right?
sir.
Yeah, so we'll see you Monday, January 6th.
Oh no, I'll be at the Capitol. So you guys need to. We need to come in
That's
live.
right.
We need to come in live. From,
Let's fix it.
Love it.
We'll sync up.
Let's do that.
Yeah, we'll do it.
We'll do that. So we'll check in with Steve then. And thanks to Shem von Schroeck for joining us as well. Good to meet you. And we'll see you on Monday the 6th.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas all.
It's not a race. Yeah, you can take your sweet time. It's just a comparison competition.
This is unnecessary here. It's completely unnecessary. Look how I destroy her. It's really kind of embarrassing the way I show her up at her own game. I mean, it's sad.
Wow. Good job, guys.